Few Goldilock Bears podcast with Vincent Cloud.
John Nemitz.
And David Lauer.
And this is a show where we talk about lovely things, hateful things, and fancy things we're on the fence about. We don't really know what to
Oh, I
think
thought
about it.
I thought you meant offensive.
Oh, sometimes we
I
talk
was
about that.
pensive.
Pensive, offensive. Yeah, but this is different. If you're a regular viewer or listener, you're like, oh, they start off with Deja Fuse, and it's like the worst segment
Oh, I
until the
hate that. It's
actual.
like skip ahead 30, skip ahead 30.
But like the Venture Brothers creators, we're gonna go against what our listeners say. That's a reference to another show there. Much like the Venture Brothers, just making references. So yeah, this is gonna be all Deja Fuse. Let's go somebody.
I can
Dave.
go. Oh,
John.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
You know what? I'll
I'll
go.
go.
Fuck it.
All
No,
right, you
you
go.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, you go.
All
You
right.
go.
No, you hang up.
You
I read an article stating that Amazon was banning their delivery drivers, from singing while driving because they thought it was distracting, to the point where they were going to install cameras and software to watch if like their lips were moving while they were driving. And full disclosure, I believe they denied it, and they're saying that's not a thing. But I gotta say, like, singing in the car, as a previous episode, is one of my loves. And like, I already don't like driving, but I would like singing while I drive is like what gets me through it. And I don't think it's distracting at all. Like, it's something you can do with, both eyes forward, both hands on the wheel. You're not of the things you could do while driving that are distracting, like that's in like the bottom five, probably.
Totally.
As-
So was there a big dip in productivity, and that's why, like, that was their first assumption because they sing? Like, how do they
The
know?
the claim was it was driver safety, that it was distracted driving. That was the reason for it.
But okay, but like,
Yeah,
oh,
how
yeah,
how they would come to the conclusion that that was it, I don't know.
unless they already have cameras in there, in which case I love it. I love cameras being
Oh,
everywhere.
I bet you do.
so I guess what I think is probably happening is they reviewed a lot of their videotape footage. When there was an accident, the driver was singing along to a song. But it's one of those things like the chicken or the egg, which came first. It's like if they watched that entire person's shift, they were singing in song for 10 hours straight, but it was, they were also singing the song when they got to the accident. But like the two are not related in any way.
Right. Yeah, like if I were to get an accident, there's a good chance I'd be singing while I do it.
During too, you think? You just start
Yeah.
singing louder over the
Like
cries
the
and stuff. Yeah.
airbag.
Oh man. What a weird thing. I hope that's not true, but if it is, that's so bizarre. Like, aren't Amazon already under scrutiny for other employee
Oh
work
yeah, like
rights and shit?
people in the warehouses peeing in bottles and stuff because they can't meet their quotas if they like take the time to go into the bathroom.
Uh,
Yeah. Now using those hands to, put your, I don't know, razors in the box when they ship them. I don't know. I don't know what you people buy from Amazon.
wow, I didn't even think about that. The hygiene thing. Wow. Gross. That's, oh my gosh. I don't know. Yeah, I love to sing as well, and that shouldn't be banned. And What a terrible thing. What was that, Bezos, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
him personally, I'm sure. He was up in his space rocket and looking down from his satellite view and saw his drivers having too much joy. Don't get me wrong, I hate Amazon drivers because they're the number one offenders for parking in the bike lane, but
Oh,
I do not want to take singing away from them. I just want to take their vans away from them.
you know, you're like, oh, singing gets me through driving. Imagine if you were the type you're like, singing gets me through flying. So like, there's this person in your airplane. Oh my God, that'd be so bad.
Oh, I saw
Uh,
something where it was like people are like stranded on their airplane, and then like one person had like their carry-on bag was like a guitar case, and they like busted out their acoustic guitar, and then so they have like a TikTok video, and they're like, "You thought being stranded on a tarmac for 5 hours straight would be bad. Well, Helen over here decided to bust out her guitar, and she's playing the guitar, and it's just like the worst music, and she's got a horrible singing voice. And it was just like, I'm living in a literal hell right now."
holy shit.
Oh man, I just rewatched Airplane recently, and there's a scene where there's the girl on the stretcher with the like the IV hookups and all the tubes and stuff in her, and the woman in front of her playing the guitar. She gets into it, and the neck of the guitar knocks the tube out of the girl, and she's like doing this like weird like fish face thing, like trying to breathe or something.
That's awesome. Uh, Deja next, eh?
Deja who?
Oh, I'll go. God damn it. Be more assertive, Dave. All right.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for my cue.
Let's see here. Okay, you know what? We were talking about clowns way back in the day. I was indifferent to them. And I think the question we had was like, is there any positive clowns, any good clowns or whatever? And we couldn't think of anything. I just remembered this a little bit ago. Rodeo clowns. Now, those are clowns that are doing some good, right? I mean, sure, the cowboys put themselves in that horrible situation, but those guys they got to be, that's so courageous. That's so brave. And, like they have to distract the fucking 1,000-pound killing machine with horns on it, and they have to to draw the attention. They jump in barrels and shit. They, like I think that's a clown that I would get behind. Yeah.
Can't argue with that. And like the Jackass movies, like a bull thing was pretty much the worst thing that ever happened to Johnny Knoxville, right?
Holy shit. Yeah. What about you, Dave? Do you hate rodeo clowns?
And why do you
I,
hate rodeo clowns?
because they're assholes. Like all they're doing the entire rodeo is just antagonizing the bulls. Like, hey, it's just like someone poking a bear. They're just like waving the red flag at them, and they hate that color red. And they're messing around with them, getting them to chase them, only but just to step out of the way, and they're being assholes. I don't know.
Is that true?
I
That's
think that
like the rodeo. The rodeo I went to was in Wyoming, so I feel like that's the legit rodeo.
I
Yeah.
thought they were trying to help I don't care for the cowboys that ride the bulls, even if that movie 8 Seconds was good with Luke Perry, I still don't like those guys.
Yeah, but like when the rodeo clown is helping out, like the dude who gets bucked off the bull, the rodeo clown like steps in and he does like his 8 seconds of good stuff where he's like making sure the guy doesn't get stomped on and he leads the bull away. That's like the only nice thing they do, but they have like whole segments set up for the rodeo clown to like entertain, and they're like juggling crap and doing other stupid clown stuff, and you're like, oh, this guy's the worst. But like, yeah, he will help out for like 8 seconds.
So are you you weren't there initially for the clown thing. How do you feel about clowns? You just hate all clowns?
I I don't hate them, but I've never really met one. Anytime I've seen one in real life, I think it's creepy. Um, what was it John Wayne Gacy? Like he was the creepy clown from Chicago that like, you know, I mean, clowns suck. I mean, there's nothing good about them. Like I've never like felt like a hatred towards clowns, but like there's nothing positive about clowns. So maybe I do hate them.
Yeah, there we go. We converted another one.
That was an
And I
easy
just
sell.
realized, like, you know how sometimes you hear something and you never think about it critically until you almost like bring it up as a fact. So that just happened to me. Like, I remember when I was young, I heard that they tie like string around like bulls' testicles, and that's why they're like so like ornery and angry during the rodeo. And I was just about to like relay that as it's like a well-known fact, but it turns out that's a myth,
Oh,
apparently,
is
just
it?
by searching for it now. But yeah,
Oh, I thought that
or
was
at
true
least,
too, actually.
or at least they want
That's
you to think it's a myth.
that, yeah, that's what Big Rodeo wants you to think. Meanwhile, they're like pinching and flicking the bull right in the nutsack, pissing them off.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, I'm reading
because
this here on rodeosarenothatbad.com.
oh,
So
really? Oh my
no, I'm just
gosh.
kidding.
That could be
Misunderstood.
I think that's a future topic for sure, rodeos, because I believe I've for sure went to at least one time. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Oh, anything else about rodeo clowns?
I mean, there's more stuff I could say about rodeos, but yeah, we'll leave that for another topic.
Yeah. All right, Deja next.
Uh, I've talked in the
Another.
past about reboots and remakes and sequels. And we've also talked about a movie. Um, but there's a new movie coming out. I saw a trailer for it a couple weeks ago. There's a movie for Wicked, which is like kind of the Wizard of Oz type tale. Um, and it's got Ariana Grande is like one of the main characters. I don't really know like how in the story. I think she might be like the good witch of the East or something. And there's another witch, and it's kind of reminded me of the Great and Powerful Oz with James Franco and Mila Kunis. Reminded me of that movie. This movie is like Wicked is like a very popular musical, like on Broadway. I've never seen it. I've always heard really good things. Um, and I like musicals, so to do like a Wizard of Oz type musical thing, I think this movie sounds kind of interesting. Um, I saw who was playing the Wizard of Oz, and this is the selling point. It's going to be Jeff Goldblum.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I'm like, this is like, I have to see the movie now just for this. Like, Jeff Goldblum, like, even if he only has like 5 minutes of screen time, like, it's going to be gold. Like, I feel like it's great. Cause, like, I was watching the trailer and there's Ariana Grande and there's these other girls and they're all like having dialogue and I have no idea what they're talking about really. And then all of a sudden there's like they reference Oz and then it's Jeff Goldblum and I thought it was like a weird like commercial on TV where like it was just the butt of a joke and I was like, "Oh no, they're serious. He's in the movie." I'm like, "Oh man, I got to see this." But I think it comes out, I don't know when it comes out. It comes out this fall in like November, I want to say. November 22nd, like the week of Thanksgiving. But I'm excited to see
um, was he being chased by flying monkeys? And he's like, "Must go faster."
it.
I wish I could do a Goldblum. I can't. He's so hard to nail down. You know, like don't look under. I can't do it. But you know, imagine him when he's like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't. I can't do it. Damn. So wait. The bud of this topic was just sequels, right? Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. God damn it, Wicked's been around forever. I want to say like 20, more than 20 years. Because I remember a lot of girls are like, "Oh my God, Wicked" and stuff like that.
Wow,
So it's
that
been
long?
around.
Yeah, pretty close, if not that long, yeah. Um, yeah, I've never seen Wicked either, but I've heard songs from it somehow,
Yeah,
like Defying Gravity, I think is from that I hear around the streets, you know?
the mean streets.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm sure I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think it
Oh,
came out in
really?
2003. This-
Oh,
Wow.
the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Huh.
But isn't it okay? So I heard that it's like it's not really a retelling, but like told from a different point of view, where like the Green Witch, the Wicked Witch, is actually good. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard something like that. And that's always interesting. Like a retelling of the same story, but from the opposite perspective of the person who is actually the villain. Like, I feel like you could do that with a lot of different things. Like, imagine if you did Star Wars, but you like spun it in a way where the Rebel Alliance were rebels and like the Emperor, he was really doing good or something like that. Like,
Sounds
I
like
don't
a
know. You,
sounds like a propaganda film, directed
oh
and
yeah,
filmed in the Death Star.
yeah, exactly. This is what they showed the stormtroopers. This is what we're fighting for, guys.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, though, the Wicked Witch, her first line is like, "Who killed my sister?" and stuff like that. Because Dorothy just shows up, the house lands on the Wicked Witch of the East. I mean, she's called Wicked, but she's got green skin. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's just some
And
funky stuff going
Glenda,
on.
the good witch, she's just like she's right there, and she's like, "Oh, it wasn't me."
She's clearly on Valium. She's like, "Hello, everybody," and stuff like she's so perky and stuff. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. I don't know, it could be good. Could be good. Jeff Goldblum as Oz. Any other actors in it? Like, is the Cowardly Lion in this? That'd be awesome.
No, I don't think so. I felt like most of it was just Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, um,
Yao?
Yao. I'm not sure.
Oh shit,
Everything
Michelle
Everywhere All at
Yao's
Oh,
Once.
cool.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage is in it. Is he going to be a Munchkin?
No, there's no way, right?
I didn't think he took those roles. So like, you know, he's
Unless that
probably gonna.
was unless that was the role that got him into acting, you know? He's like, I want to be part of the Lollipop Guild, you know?
Yeah, they they probably he probably got like the letter from the agency and he's like, no, throw it away. I'm not being in their damn Wizard of Oz remake. Screw them. And then they're like, no, Peter, we got a job for you. It's nothing to do with the Munchkins. He's gonna be a regular guy.
He's like, can I be Oz? Oh, we gave it to Jeff. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, bested by Jeff once again. I
Could
would
be the
like
Cowardly Lion. He'd be great at that. Peter Dinklage.
I have to once again reference, oh, as the Cowardly Lion. That is a good part. I like that. It's best played by Dr. Zoidberg in Futurama. Is like, and I'm the other guy. Courage, not enough of it. Need some from what's his name. Why not? Uh,
I
yeah,
remember in college we did we watched the Dark Side of Oz thing where you play the Pink Floyd album,
yeah.
and then we were watching like we were for some reason looking up just like Wizard of Oz stuff on the internet, and I remember there reading an article about like stuff that happened, weird stuff that happened on the set, and I remember a phrase from it being something like, and not to mention the legendary hanky panky at the Munchkin Motel. But they never explained like what it was. Just like you were supposed to know about that as being a thing. I never looked it up after that. I just love that phrase. The legendary hanky panky at the Munchkin Motel.
What's a
I
hanky
want to Google
panky?
it.
What's technically a hanky panky? I thought
Yeah,
that
like
meant sex, right?
yeah, like fooling around
Because there was a
sex wise.
movie, based on perhaps that story where like all the actors playing the Munchkins go crazy and like wreck the hotel. Like they throw this gigantic party, and it was like
Oh,
apparently like this very offensive comedy back in the day. Yeah. Where they're treated like gremlins, basically. Like they don't
Oh,
even
no.
act human. Dang.
That's wild. I was thinking the hanky panky was, because they're the lollipop guild and they're known for sucking on things. So
God.
Uh Desha next.
All right. I'm gonna bring up everyone's favorite topic of smartwatches. So I've been wearing one now actually pretty consistently since not that long after we talked about them. And there was a time when so it measures like what it thinks your stress level is. And my watch knew that I was sick before I did.
Whoa.
So yeah, like basically for like 2 days straight, it just kept saying my stress level was really high. And I'm like, that's weird. Like I don't know why. Like nothing stressful is going on. I feel fine. Like everything's okay. And then like the next day I had a fever and like then was actually like sick for a couple days. And I was like, whoa, like it warned me and I didn't listen. I didn't take better care of myself. And another thing it does, which is kind of annoying, is like when you wake up in the morning, it tells you how well you slept. And like sometimes I'll be like, well, I thought I slept fine, but my watch is telling me I slept like shit. So I guess I'm not gonna feel good today. Which I don't
I think your
I'm
watch might be gaslighting you in
I
that
know
circumstance.
I I don't know what to think about that one. I'm not on board with that one yet. But I did notice that like we were talking about alcohol usage before. I even if I have like one or two drinks the night before, my sleep is always of lower quality than if I don't drink anything at all, which could be a fluke, but I was surprised to see that um it would even only having a couple drinks would consistently affect it like that.
That's nuts. I mean, I wonder if anyone else has reported something similar to that, because those watches are gonna sell even more if that's the case. That's nuts.
Yeah, I feel like your watch is kind of like that cat in the nursing home where it'll kind of nestle up and lay with that really old patient, and then that patient's gonna die in the next couple days. Like
Oh my
your
God.
watch is like it senses, it's like that cat it can
Yeah.
sniff it out.
Harbinger of
So
disease or stress.
I wonder if it's going off of maybe like your blood pressure and your resting heart rate.
Yeah, and HRV, which I don't really understand, heart rate variability. Um, like basically how rhythmic is your heartbeat and how steady is it, I think. Um, that's a big thing that it's measuring.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
That's interesting. I don't know. Like, I want my watch to like tell me like before I'm sick, like Minority Report, and be like, "You need to call into work today because you're going to be sick tomorrow." I'm like, okay, I don't want to spread anything today.
Yeah.
And they're also like, and by the way, don't try and murder that guy. The cops will the cops will
Yeah.
catch you.
We heard what you muttered under your breath.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dave, you could be a doctor of future illnesses division.
Yes.
Ooh.
You're gonna diagnose people before then it's even a disease.
You get like a big piece of paper at your door, like early edition, and then you open it up and it's all like all doctor writing and shit, so
Like
you can't even
horrible
understand it. Yeah.
penmanship.
Yeah.
And it'll give me like the diagnosis, but then I'll have to be like Venture Brothers where I have to write backwards from the punchline and come up with all the different symptoms they have.
Right. Desha new. I think, oh, it's me. Okay, so you know what? we talked about feet and all the weird things about feet. I forgot this little detail, and it really always has bothered me. They use your bare feet. You step on grapes to make wine. Isn't that
Oh yeah.
gross? I hate that shit. That's gross. And I think of like all the people that just love wine, like a lot of women love wine, and and like it's just really disgusting to me.
Wait, that's what they did like hundreds of years ago. They don't still do that, do they?
I saw a video of someone
That one
doing it.
reporter did.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh. That was it's painful to hear.
Oh, listeners, a couple of walruses walked in here and told them to get out.
Like I feel like they have to like they have mechanically separated chicken now. Like why wouldn't they do that with the grapes? Just mechanically mash them.
Yeah, but you know how those grape types are. They're like, oh, I detect notes of this and that. Like the way they're grown and the way wine is made is very important. I feel like they really stick to the classics,
All right. So, aside from small places that likely exist deep in Spain and Portugal, industrialized machines have largely taken over for regulation and efficiency. That's according to wine isn't actually that gross anymore.com.
Trusted source.
So the robots step on it.
And they don't wear shoes or socks either.
Oh my God, that's so gross.
So would you want the person to be barefoot or to be wearing like a pair of Crocs or something?
Wait, why can't it be wear like big rubber boots, like sterilized boots?
Oh, big
I'm
rain
sorry.
boots.
Crocs are nothing, man. We don't make the rules.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna step on grapes, you gotta get the juices between your toes, man.
God. Yeah,
I would
so
apply for that job.
all right, so they don't do it anymore. Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't drink wine anyways, so but that
I wonder,
is gross.
is it more expensive if they've like you've had people step on your grapes and you make the wine? Could that be like like these are the finest wines that have actually been stepped on, and then like the barefoot wine, it's the name of their wine is
Yeah.
barefoot, so they
Oh, I
have to
never
have
put
people
that together.
stomping on it. Yeah, I didn't till right now, but I feel like they should put a picture of the actual feet on the bottle and you'd be like, those look like good feet, I'll buy that wine.
You bet. Oh, okay. So it's like instead of a good year, that's a good foot, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I went to this winery and the guy said, I'm gonna stomp on these grapes with my feet, but you need to look away while I do it. And then we all looked away, and then when we looked back, the wine had been stomped.
Is there more steps to that? Can you drink straight from the foot
Sorry,
to the
that was I was just referencing your story with the drummer.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, I was like, that sounds familiar. Did this guy have arms or not?
No, he didn't actually.
Oh man. Yeah. You'd be like, I taste notes of a bunion. This is good. Gross. So gross to me. All right. Deja last. Dave, you gotta close this up.
Oh, closing it out. All right. John, I think you had the topic about panic dreams.
Oh yeah, like anxiety dreams. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I almost never have these anymore, but I did a couple weeks ago. I woke up and like it was like the dream I had was like so real, so vivid. I was there, it was happening, and like it was like I swear, like my heart, like if I had an Apple Watch on, it would have said my heart was racing, like my breathing, respiratory rate was up, because I'm in my dream, I'm at like some kind of like amusement park. It's it doesn't look like any normal amusement park. It's not like Disney, like super fancy or anything like that. However, it's very large. There's people everywhere, and there's these big buildings that have like large cafeterias, places to get food, and then there's outdoor portions that like it's almost kind of looks like a zoo where there's different exhibits, and then there's roadways, and there's like tour buses dropping people off, and there's all these, and for whatever reason, I get word that there's someone there and he is just chasing me and he's coming after me and he wants to kill me. And I don't know who this guy is. All I know is he's coming after me and he's like this shrouded figure, and I'm just spending the entire dream like, okay, I gotta go over here, I gotta go over here, and there was people I would run into that I would know, and I'd be like, okay, this is going on. I'm like, I'm gonna go this way. You gotta go over there and do this, and I would give them instructions to go do something else. I don't even know what the instructions were, and it's like trying to create diversions. And I felt like I was like Frodo or Sam, and I'm like, the closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm. Where I'm like, he'll never suspect if I go this way because I had to like escape and leave the place without him finding me. And I'm like, and I'm trying to walk, and there's like a crowd of people, and I know he's behind me, and I'm freaking the hell out. And all of a sudden, I'm like outside, and he spots me. And I go to run because it's up, it's over. He found me, but I can't run. I'm like slow. It's like I'm in quicksand or in mud and I can barely move and I'm freaking out. And then I wake up and I'm like, holy shit. Like I thought I was going to die right there, but it was all a dream.
Whoa.
What does it mean?
I don't know. But it was like a
Yikes.
weird, it was like a shadowy figure that had like no face and it was like shrouded. So like I don't know. Like his skin looked like silly putty, where like
Was
there
there like
was
a comic
no
strip imprinted on it?
no, there was no Dilbert or Garfield. It was so weird. It was just like a glob of flesh, but there was no like face or like eyes or nose or mouth or anything. It was just flesh colored.
Ooh, that's sort of a thing in the movie Dick Tracy. The
Hmm.
mysterious woman character has like a flesh covered mask. It's really weird.
See, Dave,
Like
this would have been a lot more satisfying if he would have caught up to you and it was like, it was my eye doctor.
I got those new glasses for you. There you go, sir.
Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty spooky. Wait, you said like you barely have nightmares? This
Yeah,
is
I barely even remember my dreams. Like I remember like I'm kind of just like aimlessly floating in my dreams. Like there's no purpose, there's no plot. I'm just there, and then I'll randomly like have interactions with people, but nothing of substance. It's basically like you remember when you played what Mario? It was like Super Mario Brothers 3, I think. When you started the game up, you would hear all this chatter in the background, just people talking, and then all of a sudden, like the thing would roll down, and then it was like, okay, it's start of the game. It's like all that chatter. That's my dreams, where it's just you can't understand anything that's being said. I'm just like there. There's people everywhere, but
oh.
nothing's really happening. And then like I don't know. I don't have dreams like I used to. I swear. I don't know. It's weird. But I go through phases.
Yeah, like monster stuff. I don't get those anymore, and I that's not me saying, "Come on," inviting more.
I I dare any monsters out there to enter my dreams. You can't do it, you pansies.
But it's mostly like if there's anxiety or if there's a bad dream, it's more like adult stuff that I have to deal with. So that's about it. I can't remember the last time there was a monster in my dream or something like that, or my life was in danger. It's mostly like, hey, you got to deal with this person now. Like, I'm like, oh, I thought you died like 20 years ago, and now we gotta talk. It sucks. Uh, well then, is that the end of the show? Any other things about dreams and what may come of them? Well, in that case, no.
Let's wake up from this nightmare.
Yeah. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. Go to a few goldilockbears.com. I'm Vincent Cloud.
I'm John Nemitz.
And I'm David Lauer.